Let's go Broncos! There's a new energy in the air, something that feels bigger than just a winning streak or a playoff run. It's something that's redefining what this team stands for. The national media didn't see it coming. Opposing coaches are starting to notice. And a quarterback's bold statement, in just one word, may have captured the entire movement sweeping through Broncos fans. I'm talking about a shift in mindset that could be the turning point of the entire season, and perhaps the start of a new era in Denver. But before I reveal everything that's happening behind the scenes, I need you to do one thing. Click the like button if you're a true Broncos fan who bleeds orange and blue. And if you've been with this team through the tough times, I want to see your pride in the comments. Type out loud, "Go Broncos!" Let's take this all the way. Because what I'm about to share isn't just a summary. It's not just another promotional video. It's the true story of how a team went from underrated to undeniable. From being dismissed to calling himself an underdog. Well, let's go. All right, straight to the point. Let's talk about the word that's got Broncos fans everywhere buzzing, overdogs. What started as a quick-witted response from Bo Nix after Denver's big win over the Packers has now become a mantra, a mindset, and a movement. When asked about being underdogs at home, Nix fired back with a confident, almost cheeky response, "We're overdogs." That one word has ignited a storm on social media and galvanized a fan base that's been hungry for belief and identity. But it's more than just a viral quote. Overdog speaks to a shift in this team's mindset. For too long, Denver has been playing catch-up, underdog in their own stadium. Not anymore. This team is stepping into every game expecting to win, and it shows. Bo Nix isn't just talking the talk, he's walking it. He's now fourth in FanDuel's MVP odds, trailing only Matthew Stafford, Drake May, and Josh Allen. That's right, Denver's QB1 is right in the mix of the league's elite. Despite a bumpy start to the season, Bo's numbers are all up. Better record, more passing yards, more touchdowns, fewer interceptions. And here's a stat that should blow your mind. Since the start of the 2024 season, only 2 quarterbacks have had multiple games with over 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. One of them is Jared Goff. The other? Bo Chapman Nix. Let that sink in. He's got composure, leadership, and that rare aura you just can't teach. This is a player teammates believe in, coaches trust, and opponents fear. And it's not just Nix that's drawing talent to Denver. Free agents like Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga signed with the Broncos because they saw something brewing, something real. They saw Sean Payton and Bo Nix turning the ship around and wanted to be part of it. The locker room is all in. The culture is changing. Denver isn't a pit stop anymore, it's a destination. And if you still think this is just hype, think again. Bo Nix is turning overdogs into something bigger. He's selling merch, sure, but the proceeds go to help fight homelessness around the Denver area. This isn't just a marketing move, it's a mission. That's leadership off the field as much as on it. You can feel it. This isn't the same Broncos team we've seen in recent years. This is a team with a vision, a vibe, and a quarterback who's rewriting the narrative one game at a time. Now, let's talk about what's next. Denver is gearing up for a crucial showdown against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team sitting at 10-4 and quietly one of the more well-rounded squads in the league. Jaguars OC Liam Cohen even praised Denver during his media session, saying he's shown his players clips of Denver's defense in action. According to him, this Broncos team has real explosiveness, a quarterback who can hurt you in multiple ways, and a defense that's locked in at a high level. And he's not wrong. Denver's defense has been clicking lately. Their pass rush is aggressive, the secondary is disciplined, and their special teams are holding their ground. But what makes this upcoming matchup even juicier is the fact that, for the first time in a long time, Denver is favored at home. The odds makers are finally showing the Broncos some respect. The line? Broncos -3. That's a statement, but this game won't be easy. Jacksonville may not be as flashy as the Packers, but they're no pushovers. Trevor Lawrence is still a threat under center. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, yes, the same one recently traded from the Raiders, Travis Etienne, and Parker Washington form a pretty solid offensive unit. But it's their run defense that's making headlines. Statistically, they're the best in the league. And sure, some of that may be inflated by weak competition. Hello, Titans twice. But don't get it twisted, they're legit up front. Which brings us to Denver's run game. Can R.J. Harvey, Tyler Batty, Jaleel McLaughlin, and the newest addition Cody Schrader, poached straight off Jacksonville's practice squad, find success against that stout front? It's going to be one of the biggest questions going into this matchup. The chess match is already unfolding, and Sean Payton might be playing a few moves ahead. Oh, and here's a little side note that could impact the flow of this game. The Broncos and Jaguars are currently the 2 most penalized teams in the NFL. Denver's cleaned it up a bit, but they're still second. That means discipline, execution, and composure are going to be huge. One mistake, one drive stalling flag could be the difference. Because here's the thing, Broncos country, when you start getting national respect, when Vegas puts you as a favorite, when analysts are calling your quarterback an MVP candidate and opposing coaches are using your defense as teaching tape in team meetings, you're not sneaking up on anyone anymore. You're not flying under the radar. The target is now firmly on your back. And that's what makes this next stretch so important. This is where contenders separate from pretenders. Sean Payton knows that. He's been here before. He's coached teams through playoff pushes, deep January runs, and pressure cooker situations. And that's exactly the kind of experience this Broncos team needs right now. Because as much as we love the overdog energy, with that confidence comes responsibility. You can't afford to get sloppy. You can't overlook anyone. And you definitely can't take your foot off the gas. This matchup against Jacksonville is the perfect gut check. Are the Broncos ready to play clean football? Can they out-execute a team that might not be as explosive, but is fundamentally sound and sitting atop their division for a reason? These are the games that define a team's identity heading into the playoffs. You don't just need to win, you need to show you can win with poise, discipline, and execution. Offensively, it's going to come down to balance. The Jaguars are going to dare Bo Nix to beat them through the air while clamping down on the run. If RJ Harvey isn't 100%, that puts even more pressure on the rest of the backfield and on the offensive line to create lanes where there may be none. Tyler Batty and Jaleel McLaughlin have flashed, no doubt, but this game could be their biggest test yet. And Cody Schrader? Don't be surprised if Sean Payton schemes up a few special packages just to stick it to his former team and catch them off guard. Bo Nix is going to have to be sharp, reading the defense, making pre-snap adjustments, hitting the quick throws to keep the chains moving. That's what MVP-level quarterbacks do, and that's what he's starting to become. If he can command the game from the pocket and sprinkle in his mobility when needed, the Broncos can keep Jacksonville on their heels. On the other side of the ball, Denver's defense has a chance to make a statement. Trevor Lawrence is good, but he's not invincible. And with Jacoby Myers still adjusting to the Jaguars system, there may be opportunities for the Broncos secondary to jump routes and create turnovers. The front seven, led by Dre Greenlaw and a surging pass rush, has to contain Travis Etienne and force Lawrence into uncomfortable situations on third down. If Denver can turn Jacksonville into a one-dimensional passing team, they can take control early. Special teams, too, can't be overlooked. In a game that could come down to a single possession, field position, kick coverage, and clutch kicking will be key. Denver's special teams unit has been solid lately, but this is the kind of matchup where every yard counts. And let's not forget the emotional edge. Mile High is going to be rocking. The fans believe again. The players feel that. And when you mix belief with preparation, talent, and a coach who knows how to push the right buttons, it's a dangerous combination. But here's what I keep coming back to. This team was written off. At the start of the season, national pundits laughed at the idea of Denver being a playoff team. Now they're knocking on the door of something special. But you don't get to walk through that door unless you take care of business in games like this. No moral victories. No excuses. Just winning. That's the overdog mentality. That's the energy this team is bringing into every practice, every film session, and every rep. This isn't about proving the doubters wrong anymore. It's about proving themselves right, believing in the vision, delivering on the promise. So now I want to know from you, can the Broncos handle the pressure of being the favorite? Is this team mentally tough enough to stay locked in now that everyone's watching? Or do you worry that this could be a trap game that brings them crashing back to earth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. We're bringing you Broncos coverage that's real, raw, and ready every single week. Smash that like button if you believe Bo Nix is the real deal, and stick around. We've got more videos on the screen for you right now. Go Broncos!